Hello there, and welcome to the Windkiller channel once again. I've been AFK for a while, but I think it's time for another battle report. Alright, so with no further ado, let's get right into it. My opponent is from the ongoing Fading Flame tournament. He plays KHANS. I don't have too much experience with the KHANS, but I think this will be my fourth game against them. And today he has what I think was called a hunter list, apparently, with some mammoth hunters, which are nasty, uh, combined with a wizard master on shamans and some quick warriors on the flanks. His shaman has the iron fist and magical heirloom, so he has like what, 4 spells or something like that. And then the the bottom brother of the army, the 3 mammoth hunters, I think it was 3 mammoth hunters. Yes, one with paired weapon, a hunting spear, and a cool vanguard, and some other crossbows, and some good magic, some good armor save. So I'll be honest, I'm not really sure what they did, but what I do remember is that they had some good armor, some good ward saves, and they were supposed to be good at shooting gigantic beasts, which I have none of. So I got lucky. And then there's just the usual 9 tribesmen and some. Oh, not the usual, I guess. 9 tribesmen, 8 saber-tooth. Probably the first time I've seen a unit of those. And 21 scraplings, 2 scoring units, and the 4 Tusker cavalry. The beast when they charge with the banner of Gregor, so they are some nasty mofos. And then the first time I ever seen Yetis, 5 Yetis and a Kin Eater and a Frost Mammoth and a Slave Giant, for the total of 4,496 points. And my list is, as you're probably already familiar with. The only thing is I actually made a mistake when I registered the list, and so my Saurian, I originally intended that they shouldn't have spears, but instead hand weapon and shield, and then they should have crocodile skin, which would leave me with 1 more point open, so I could, for each warrior, so I could have 3 more Saurian warriors into this list. However, I failed that, so they have spears and Pifaria, so they have fear. Which is okay too, I guess. I mean, like it helps. It helps rolling those 8 instead of 7 when you lose the combat. So I don't know. It might be fine. Anyway, let's jump right into the game, shall we? Okay, yeah, let's jump right into it. The scenario is in circle, and I think it's called Hold the Ground. It's the one where you have a flag in the middle with 6 inches radius, and then you have to have scoring units within the middle. And we played in circle, so we could either choose to be strong on the flank or choose to be strong on the center. So I think I roll the highest, and I decide to go with the bottom side, and he decides to go with it. He decides to just drop it all for turn 1. So it's gonna look something like this after we dropped. He's magic, he's shaman, and he chooses all the standard spells except from the. He doesn't go with swamp. The swamp, what do you call this? That's a swamp spell. But instead go for some hand-to-hand buff spells. Here's the setup where the game starts, and he deployed all his things first. This was my response to it. And honestly, thinking back on it, I definitely think I should have done it differently. I did not respect his right side flank enough. It was definitely way stronger than I gave it credit for to be. However, on the left side was way weaker than I thought it would be. So I had it sort of up and down here. But the idea was, at least on the left side flank, was that if he were to push forward with these guys here in the center to help this unit here with some supporting flank attacks, then I could have these. Oh, hold on. It's actually not how the game starts, because I moved the. I was thinking about putting the chameleon skinks on the left side, but I actually end up going to put him in the center. Uh, but anyway, the idea was here. So just imagine my two chameleons units on the center. But the idea is, if he moves up here and here, then I could have my Saurian to pressure the giant with a flank attack. So looking back, I should probably place them more out on the flank, so it would make it harder for him to get them within vision. And then I would have the KHANS here. Just stand here, maybe go a little bit further back to be able not to only be able to take frontal charges, right? So he won't be able to flank my unit here. So he can most likely only get one of either the giant or the Tusker Lord into them. And then I went for the Saurian unit, because I thought, like, if he charged with his Tusker unit, I would be able to hit before his guy on top of it. So I could probably do 3 wounds with 21 attacks. AP3, right, hitting first. So I thought that was a good idea. And then I had some chaff here to chaff him off before he got any further. But where things start to look real dire is on the right side here. So I feel like I had the left side flank really covered off well, probably too well. So the right flank here, I first of all, both of these units are vanguard, right? So he's like here by turn 1, he's like here, ready for flank my whole army here. And I did not think about it at all, which was pretty vital for me. I got lucky, but this could have gone really bad. Anyway, let's get into the turn 1, shall we? So the turn 1 here, as mentioned, he moves up his units on the right side flank, the mammoth here, all these 3 units here, and I'm like wondering, what should I do against this? And he tries to secure this flank over here, so I can't move up with these guys here. But that's about it. And in Magic, he does nothing. Oh well, my opponent has some real bad dices in this game here, and I had some good ones. And one of the reasons I'm actually doing this battle report here, because we were quite in doubt about a few rules. So I was hoping maybe someone could clarify them. Anyways, turn 1 nothing really happens. His turn 1 nothing really happens. This is how his turn 1 finishes. Move up the center to sort of prepare for a charge, frontal charge, while his flanks are doing some brilliant work, right? And my turn here, I decided to do 2 things. Flag off, I'm not really sure, honestly I'm not really sure. I was thinking too clearly when I did this. Anyway, I wanted to chaff off his cavalry Tusker's Knight here, and then have them run into my Toro Caucus, because I was thinking like I could probably hold that, and I have crossing attack, I hit on force, so it would be likely that I could kill a few guys and probably hold them for most of the game. So that was the idea, and then I was wondering, why would I put my chameleon skinks up there? They didn't have to go up there, right? I could probably just move my Saurian a little bit more back, and then he wouldn't be in charge range, so I'd either force him to charge this one here or move past it, and then I could charge him with 6 Caimans with agility 3, so it means I would hit before the Tuskers, and that would probably be enough to kill him. So anyway, that was a pretty bad move. I think it was a mistake, and maybe I should have used the skinks over here to chaff off these 2 guys, or shoot some poison at his giant. Anyway, didn't happen. And here is one probably the biggest mistake of the game. I move up the 2 salamanders to try and see if I can tear down this ogre units here. So I want to flame these guys here. And then this the spearman here want to shoot here because 2 armor AP2, he could probably do a wound or 2 on these guys as well. But the biggest mistake, as mentioned, was this Temple Guard here, because I was in big trouble on the right side here. I'm already by turn 1. So I decided to turn my KHANS here to look across those guys here. Move my Tyrococcus over here to flank at least one of the units, and I now decided to flank the units with the most attacks. Looking back on it, maybe I should have flanked the other unit. But I was thinking many attacks would do more wounds. I didn't do the calculation actually, but if I had placed the Tyrococcus up here, I would also risk to get charged by the Mammoth. So, and this charge here is probably, he needed 12 to hit me here, so that's not really a possible charge. And then I moved my Temple Guard here. I fucked up real bad here. I moved him like this so they could see here, so I thought if he charged my Cayman, then he would get a frontal charge on my Temple Guards, and that would probably be okay for me, because I could probably withstand that, and I should most likely be able to kill him. I just totally forgot everything about that this guy here can actually see them. So my next turn, his next turn, I'm in for a heap of world troubles, right? That was a big mistake here. So we can magic. I do get some good magic if I recall. I land some. No, not really. I just do some few wounds to the Saber Tigers, and that's about it. Yeah. So if we take a look at the next turn here, it was a fairly short game actually. Yeah. So here you can see all his charges. He's going. He has a lot of charges. He actually have 2 more. He charges here as well, and he charges here as well. And if I recall correctly, I flee here, and he redirects up here, and I flee as well. But the most important ones is this one here, and this one here, and this one here. So all in all, this looks pretty terrible, right? I think he needed a, and he also charges with the Yetis actually. But he needed a 10 with the Yetis, which he failed. So he gets the 3 charges in on me here. So the next position is gonna look something like this. Definitely not a dream situation. I got. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I actually had a decent magic phase. I got this lonely Mammoth Hunter here. He decided to leave the Saber type Tigers because I chaffed him out, right? So he went out alone. And then I got a magic missile off on him, the Spark of Creation, which dealt 3 wounds to him. So he's only 1 wound for now, right? So the idea is, the reason why I thought this might be okay, because if you do the math right, the tribesmen, they do what, I think it's like 4 impact hits, with 4. I think in total, if you do the math, they would do like between 5 and 6 wounds on me. I thought that should be doable. That should be alright. And if I could just do 1 wound to this guy here, then I would be able to reform, look at them, and then I could probably kill them. That was at least the idea after I got charged. Let's be honest, it was not the original idea to be charged. Anyway, I thought I could I thought I could deal with this. So what does it get up? Oh, in magic phase, my magic phase, I also do the healing water on my Caymans to stop him from charge here. That was about it, yeah. And he moves up further to, I'm not sure what his idea is to on the flank here, to be honest. So he moves up further with this giant and the Tusker. As I said, I'm not really sure what it does. So now I can charge him. If I can get a charge on this one I can choose myself. And this one here can charge here or here, depending on how, depending on what I feel is correct. So the next turn here, his turn, I think. His turn. No, my turn too, right? So the combat goes. Yeah. So the combat, he gets some. He tries to buff his tribesmen here. Fails. He doesn't do too well, so he gets a lot of bad spells in. So he hits me and he killed quite a few. I think he killed like maybe 10 temple guards, 12 temple guards, or something like that. And one turn, I think that was a bit. That was some decent rolls he had on his side there. And oh yeah, he killed like 12 temple guards, and followed up. I did 4 wounds on his mammoth here. They had 3 wounds left. They had 1 wound left, and I did 4 wounds with, and I used my rending banner, so it's AP2, and he had a 4+ armor save. So he's up on 5s or 3+ armor save with and I had AP2. So on 3s he on 5s he saved. So let me just try and make it more clearly. I did 4 wounds on him, and he had 5+ save, and he saved them all. So I'm stuck here in this position here for another round. That was real bad. I didn't run up the table, which I guess is good. But this was a real bad situation here. So, he kills the Chameleon Skinks up here as well, and overrun into my core Coctis. I made sure to keep my slan within distance of 12 of all my warriors here. I think I played this slan pretty well this game. So, we move into my turn. So my turn, I decide here that if I wait any longer, he chaps off my Pterococcus here with a line of these guys here. So I decide if I wait any longer here, I will just die. He will rip me a piece. So I have to do some funky charges. So I decide to go here to give some ranks to this unit here. And I still have spears, and I still hit before him, and he don't have any buff spells, and I was like, maybe I could get reroll to wound in on them, and then I would be able to. I think I should be able to win this combat then. So I decided to go for this charge, and I think I also decided to go to charge on a giant with my Caimans here. And why did I choose the Cayman? Why did I choose the giant over the Tosca Lord? Was probably because I thought that the giant would do more wounds to my Saurian warriors than his Mammoth Lord. And if, yeah, I don't know if that was correct or not, but that was the choice. And I charged with my Caimans up here on the Yetis, which is, in all honesty, a terrible charge, but I didn't feel like I had a choice. I was hoping that I could get healing water through, and then maybe I could survive a little bit here. But it was just the idea was just to delay him from not hitting my temple guards. And his Kinida arrives here, right? So he's also. So my temple guards is in a world of trouble at the moment here. So my magic phase goes something like this. If you take a look, I think this would be my magic phase here. Yes. So my magic phase goes something like this. I get off one spell, and that's the healing water on these guys here. So this is, I think this is in the middle of the combat, this picture here. So I think we fight here, and I'm really lucky. And we fight with a super Sable Tigers. I deal like 3 wounds or something like that, and I make them flee, and I run them over. And then this combat here, the Cayman versus the Yeti combat, goes insanely well for me, and my kinda will. I think he managed to do like 8 wounds or 9 wounds. No. 6 wounds or something like that. 6, 7 wounds. And for some reason, with my 10 attack back, I managed to deal 10 wounds or something like that. I dealt max wounds on it. It was pretty insane. So I actually end up winning this combat here. He holds, however, but I achieved my goal by holding him for another turn, right? I was insanely lucky here. This combat here goes kind of like I kill this guy here, so I can reform now, and I lose another bunch of. I don't lose too many. Yeah, because I mean, like against he has parried weapons, right? So you have 12 plus 9. I think he has like 20 attacks or something on his tribesmen, and they only hit on 4s, and they wound on 5 on 4s. So overall, and I save on 4s. So I think on average I can't go. He does like 3 wounds on total, 4 wounds maybe. It was totally doable. So I managed to kill the Moscow Mammoth Hunter, and to face his next turn I can face his hold on, Meta. Don't mind there. I managed to kill his guys so I couldn't look at them. However, now I'm facing a flank attack from this guy here potentially, or a charge here from this guy here. So things are not looking very well. I really need these fights on the left side flank to go well to secure something, right? Let's see how it goes actually. I can't remember. So yes, I managed to do 6 wounds on the giant here. So I make him flee and I reform to look this way here on with my Caimans. So I prepare the flank charge here. And if you want to charge with his Tosca cavalry, then I would be fine with that too. Here's actually here's one of the questions where I wanted to ask what you think about how this rule should be played out. But let's just look at the next picture to explain that. So yes, the next picture here. Let me just go through what happens here. He charges with his mammoth here, nothing fancy here, and then he charges with his Tusker on my Caimans, which I don't think is a very good battle for him, to be honest. But anyway, he does that because I could just challenge myself out of this and I would be stubborn, right? And then I could hit him back with maybe some, or then I could maybe boost these guys here with some spells in my turns. Anyway, so here was the rule trouble we had. Before he charged, he was looking here, right, and I was looking like something like this, right? So for him to attack, he should reel around here, and then as much as he can reel, and then after he's reel, I will have to close the gap here, right? So my opponent talked about something. Put the finger on the center of my Cayman here, and then reel with the back side of the tray. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure how that worked, but that was what he said. What I originally thought was that he would move as much forward as possible, and then I would close up to him, and then if I couldn't close enough for him to wheel up, that he would hit his own unit to make it possible for me to close to him. Then remove this combat here on this way here. This sounds a little bit far-stretched, so I'm not really sure it's correct or not. And yeah, at the end of the day, I didn't change anything. I would get 3 Caimans in, and he would it wouldn't change any big significant way. It was just a rule question. So his turn, right? He charges me. Oh, I forgot this Tosca game goes. I think I do 3 wounds, and he does like a lot of wounds, 10 wounds or something like that. But he's down to only 3 Toscas now, and I think that's doable. I can deal with that. So his turn here. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, after his magic phase here, he gets the -1 to wound off on the Toscas here. So now I only wound on 6s with my Saurian warriors. And now it looks a little bit grim here, right? And he gets the 6s off on on my temple guards, which I don't think do too much. And obviously he kills my Caimans over here. How does the combat? Oh, I break these guys here, so they start running. But he charged me with his man-eater on the flank, so I couldn't pursue these guys here. Anyway, after combat, how does it look after combat? Yeah, so this is after combat. This battle over here, he rolls in the battle with his general. This is his general, by the way, the Tosca. He managed to only do 1 wound, I think. He rolled incredibly bad. Only do 1 or 2 wounds or something like that. No, he does like 4 wounds, right? And then I hit back and I deal 3 wounds to him. And I actually loses the combat, but I managed to stay because I'm unbreakable. No, but I'm steadfast. And then he's only one wound left. So this combat here looks pretty good for me at the moment. Now, this one here, I got insanely lucky. Because he got the heretic spell through on his Tuskers, which is -1 to wound. So now I only wounded 6s with my Saurian warriors, right? And for some reason, I think I hit with 6, and I managed to roll 4 6s on my to wound roll, and he doesn't save a single one. So they actually managed to do like 6 or 7 wounds or something like that in total. It's quite insane. So all in all, the left side flank here is starting to look good for me, right? There's only 1 wound left on the giant, and I'm taking his lord down here, and the Tusker unit is slowly disappearing. However, my Temple Guard with my Slan mates in are facing Mammoth here on the left flank, rear charge combined with a flank charge from the Yetis, and that's not a very good situation, right? So let's see how it goes. This will be my turn. I think it turns into my turn 3. The game is over fairly quickly. So my turn 3 here, I get some spells off, so I decide to prioritize the KHANS over here well, for 2 reasons. One reason was to get the attribute off on my Saurian warriors here, so I would make sure I didn't run. And the next one would be to hit first here. This would allow me to hit first on his lord, so I could get 12 attacks on him instead of potentially only 7, or 13 attacks instead of 7. So I thought that was needed, and I would hit that. But I had to give up. I had to give up regeneration on my Temple Guards or my Saurian warriors. Anyway, what I did to neglectify that not mistake, but the sacrifice, was I used my salamander to chuff him off here, and turn my Torococtus to be ready for flank charge, rear charge on his Yetis, and then I moved my skinks over, my chameleon skinks over here to chaff him off. That was it. However, in my shooting phase, I make some mistakes here. In my shooting phase, I shoot this unit here, and I kill enough to take another wound of it, so he's no longer being chaffed by my chameleon skinks. So now he can get his flank charge off here. And I mean, I could potentially have failed the terror test here, with allowing him to go into my Temple Guards with a rare attack from his Mammoth. So that things look not too good for me here at this point here, right? However, the combat goes. Let's see how the combat goes. My turn 3 of combat. This is the combat here. I managed to do no wound. He managed to do no wound on the Lord combat over here. I managed to kill the last Tusker, so I turned my Tower Coscus this way here for being ready to either help my Temple Guard when they get charged by the Yetis, or just be more prepared to fight the Mammoth. And I look this way here with my Saurian warriors to be able to help my lord if needed. Looking back on the game, they should probably look this way here instead. So his turn, he charges with his giant. We only have 1 wound left, right? And I have the enemy, so we hit on the same time. Which is good, because the giant currently have 11 attacks, right? And I managed to kill the Kin Eater here. So, and I turn around, stay out of vision here. So he's still gonna be able to get a flank charge here where he can act, and I make another mistake here. I don't place my Cold Lord in the front row, so I can get a flank charge and hit my Cold Lord. which was pretty nerve-wracking, let's put it that way. And he rallies his tribesmen with the wizard in it, so that was another 1,000 points saved there. And then that's about it. He charges here as well. Regarding your objective, we have 1 token each at the moment here. So the game on the objective is even. So let me see here what happens. He gets off, so he rallies his mate here and can now cast speed spells again. So he gets off the Battle Fever spell. So now this guy, he's Mammoth Lord here. I think he has like what 5 attacks with Battle Fever on my Cold Lord. Oh no, because oh yeah, and he has a champion left, so I can't challenge myself out of this problem here. So I'm in for. I need to be real lucky for this to not for saving my Cold Lord here. On the other side, on the left side flank, I managed to clean up here. So now I have my left side flank loosen up, and they can start helping my pretty damaged right side flank. So he charges his mammoth into my salamander, and he kills my spearback with his whatever small goblins or whatever they call scrapplings, which allows him to contest the objective. Right? These scrapplings did kind of well. They hold the objective for all turns except from the last one. Anyway, so the next turn here. Here's another rule question we had actually. So if you look at the situation here, right, he's a little bit unlucky with his mammoth here, which killed my salamander, right? And he runs around all the way over here. And he overruns him, so like the big guys around here now, right? And then these guys here, they reform after they killed the Lord, so then they're gonna be looking in this direction here, right? So the next thing that's gonna happen is this one here. The Mammoth Lord is here, right? The Mammoth is here, the Frost Mammoth. And so if this Tyrocoxus charges here, right, then I cannot close to him because the scrapplings is in the way, so he would have to close to me, right? So he will be looking this way here. And then if I move my Cayman charge, they charges as well. Then my opponent wasn't quite sure whether or not this charge would be possible or not. Personally, I think it's possible. I think we played it right, because if I move my Corticoxus first, then he have to close the gaps to me here, and then my Cayman should be able to go in and stand here on the front of the unit. But we weren't quite sure if this was correct or not. But we were both in a kind of a hurry, so we agreed it was just that was the right play. Anyway, it looks like this. So at the end, it ends up looking like this. And now things looks, I don't know if it looks good or bad, but the game is in my control, I feel like. So I charge him here, it's my turn 4 right now, so I charge here, and I charged here, right? And then I also charged here, and I needed a 4 to reach him, and I fail it with Swift Stride. So now my Temple Guards, 5 Temple Guards left, and I think he managed to do like 3 wounds on my Cobble, and I healed 1 back from my attribute, so my Cuddle has 1 wound left, 2 wound left, and I have 5 Temple Guards left in this combat here, and he has his Mammoth Lord with a Destiny Call, so a 4+ ward save, standing here, holding, and it's a battle standard bearer, and waiting for his unit to be aided by his tribesmen here on the flank. So things looks really again dark for my Temple Guards here, but they are about to pull another miracle off, right? So how does the combat goes? Let me see. Magic. I get quite a lot of magic off, right? So as you can see here, this is after the combat. But I do get regeneration off on my Temple Guard unit. I get Know Thy Enemy off, and I get the reroll to wound on my Cayman, so I could reroll to wound on his Frost Mammoth. And I think I managed to do like my cross attack hits the mammoth, so I managed to do 3 wounds there. I managed to kill the Frost Mammoth in one go, and he killed some Caymans for it. So that was real good. And what it also did was it took away the Frost Mammoth, so I'm no longer affected by the Frost Mammoth aura, and I now have agility 4, which is 1 higher, which allows me to hit first, I think, or at least at the same time as him. So that was really important. So the combat here goes as follows, because I can't quite remember. Oh yeah. So he does. Let's just take a look here. My Slan has 2 wounds left. From that combat, I managed to do no wound, and he managed to do no wound. So the combat here is just a draw, and then it's his turn. So, and in his turn, he decides to. What does he decide to do? Yeah, he decides to charge the Cayman here, and after he charged the Cayman, he wants to overrun down here, right? However, he doesn't have a rank, and I'm capable of challenging, right? And I have the attribute on my Cayman here. So he gets charged, right? He have to live, right? But if he live, he's probably gonna stay, which would be good for me, right? So let's see how it goes. Yeah. So he managed to get rid of my Cayman here, but I managed to win the combat against his BSB guy here. I think I managed to do like 1 or 2 wounds on him, and he managed to only do 1 wound on my Cuddle, and I think I saved the last one. I think I saved the last 4+ wound to keep him alive. So I win the combat, run him down, flee with my 3 big units here. Or just to make sure I ran him down, and I managed to get the flank Tartian and the Chiococtus, so this guy here couldn't. Actually, this is my turn, sorry. So in his turn, he charged the Cayman, right, and he managed to not do 3 wounds on him. So, and I managed to hold from the break test. So now I had a Cayman here, right, and then I could flank Tartan with my Chiococtus, so I could hold this unit here. So that was real good. And this is like my turn 5, and I think this is here where we kind of close to just agreeing ending the game here. Yeah, we played just the last turn off by simulating it. We agree that because I have a flamethrower, we just agreed that because I could move my Slan around here. I have 12 shot from the Salamander, from the Chameleon Skinks, and 4 from the maybe even 8 from the. He had a unit here of 20 scraplings, right? Which was standing too wide. So what I had a chance to do was to run up with my Chameleon, my flamethrower Salamander, and shoot him, and he doesn't have anything left, so and then try and cause a panic test, which would make him run, so he couldn't contest the objective. Because actually, if he could contest the objective, right, then the objective would actually be a draw. However, we just agree that he removes them, and I managed to get the objective in the end here. And I think the end score is gonna be a what was it? Let me see what was the score here. The end score was 16-4. with a battle difference of 2,000. No, actually, I don't get the objective right. Yeah, I don't get the objective. It's end up in a draw. So I don't get the objective. So it's a 16-4. And I kill all his army, and he kills 1,800. That's like the game. Overall a good game, I actually think. I got, as mentioned, very lucky with my dices, and these 10 guys here were the man of the match. They took charges from tribesmen, took charges from kin eater, mammoth hunters, 2 of them, and yetis. They were just doing really well. They did what they had to do to win the game. And then on the left side flank, I did perform way better than I expected, actually. Anyway, that was the game. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it was a really interesting game, and if you have if you understood what I was trying to explain regarding the rules we were in doubt about, then please write in the comment how to solve it, or if we played it correctly. I think that's all I have. Peace, and thank you for watching.